Hi guys, hope you're all well. Today I thought I would film for you all our evening routine. I'm quite lucky this evening as the hubby is home from work, so he can help me out and give me a helping hand for both the boys. But this will be my evening routine with both a 2.5-year-old toddler and a 7-week-old baby. Now our routine normally starts around 5 o'clock when I start thinking about dinner. Today I'm just popping on the oven and then I'm going to have a little play with Klayton whilst I'll wait for the oven to heat up. I then am going to head on to preparing dinner. Tonight we have a sausage ratatouille baked in the oven with kind of lots of courgettes and peppers, onions, garlic. So a really, really nice fresh dinner. I try to make dinner for all of us as a group, as a whole family, as much as I possibly can, as I normally find it's a lot easier for us to all eat the same thing if possible, and it just kind of helps out with doing separate dinners, and I like us all sitting down to eat dinner together. Normally, though, I am running around like a mad chicken trying to do the dinner time routine, and as you can see here, I'm not going to be left alone. This one always likes to come in and have a sing and a dance with me. I think he was actually watching the Trolls on telly, which is why I think he has come in to do a little dance to Trolls with me. I'm quite lucky though because Adam is home with me this evening. He is there to occupy the boys, which saves me a massive job. So I'm just finishing off dinner and then I'm going to pop it in the oven and let it cook for a little while. Clayton is absolutely obsessed with his kitchen and all of his like little pretend food and cups and saucers and pots and pans that we bought him at Christmas this year. So he normally likes to play along with these toys whilst I'm cooking dinner and getting all of that ready. So he feels like he's doing what mummy's doing. I normally find that this time of night as well is normally his mad half an hour where he goes absolutely crazy, just running around, dancing, singing, and letting off all that burnt off energy that he still hasn't burnt off, or some of the energy that he may have recovered from his nap earlier in the day. As all the boys are occupied, I like to make the most of this time by running around and tidying up anything and everything that I've used for dinner. I find that if I do it now, it's the most proactive time to do it. I'm not going to be doing much else whilst the boys are occupied and playing, and I feel like it will save me having to worry about doing it after dinner when I'm trying to get the boys to bed, or coming back downstairs to do it once they're obviously asleep, when I like to normally just chill and not worry about it. So I normally make sure that I pack away all the spices, oils, whatever I may have used, put everything back in the fridge, tidy up any rubbish and get rid of any rubbish bags that I may not be needed anymore, and just make sure in general that everything's kind of been packed away. I also spend this time watching a couple of vlogs and videos on YouTube, responding to a few emails and checking my Facebook. Once I've done this, the next thing is to empty the dishwasher, and I normally have a million and one things to unload from the day. I normally try to put this on at least once a day, if not twice a day, just dependent on how many bits and bobs we've used throughout the day, which sometimes it can mount up when you've got a toddler that takes out a million and one different bowls and plates for a million and one different things during the day. And then once this is done, I like to reload the dishwasher as well, just making sure that everything I've used for dinner is all reloaded back into the dishwasher and that I haven't got to worry about packing all that away. It then gives me clean sides, so obviously I can make the most of the workspace that I've got whilst I'm cooking dinner. All the vegetables generally take around 20 minutes to cook, so about 5 to 10 minutes before it's ready to come out, I then start preparing the rest of the dinner. So for this, I normally need the sausages, which I will pop into the frying pan with a bit of oil and just cook those for around 5 minutes and let them brown off. Once they're browned off, I then look at getting the vegetables out of the oven. They're normally cooked around now, so I can get them out and look at carrying on with the rest of the dinner. So the next step is to add the tomatoes to it and give it all a good mix. Once that's all mixed in, because obviously this is a ratatouille, hence why it's got obviously all the courgettes and the peppers, I then layer on top of those all of the sausages that I've cooked and pop them all on top, and then pop the dinner back in the oven for a further 20 minutes to cook. Now that's back in the oven and everything in the kitchen is pretty much tidy and done where it needs to be for the time being, I spend some time catching up on some more vlogs because I only had a quick look earlier whilst I was cleaning and tidying up in between, and also spent some time content planning, writing down some notes, some to-do lists, some shopping lists and all things like that. I then like to make my way around the house and get everything else as tidy as possibly can be before we sit down and do dinner, and like I said before, the full-on evening routine kicks in of bedtime and baths and story time and everything else. I really like to encourage Klayton to help me tidy up, as much as sometimes I do it myself and I think it can happen a lot quicker, and it does get done a lot quicker with me just doing it. I do like to encourage him to learn, because obviously he's the one that's made the mess in the first place. I normally spend God knows how many times a day tidying up this living room, which does my absolute head in. Klayton obviously likes to push his luck, and obviously he likes to play whilst he's doing this, but as long as he's got the idea that he's meant to be tidying up, that's great. I then run around with a hoover for probably the millionth time, like I said, again hoovering around any mess that may have been made in the living room. Adam's now doing a bit of work from home, so I'm just trying to usher him out the way with the boys so I can actually get round him and carry on tidying up. And everyone just likes to be in my way. There's glasses everywhere, and again, I'm the only person that seems to tidy up in the house. Now that the house is reasonably tidy, as much as it can be, I guess, I get all the boys seated up at the table and get them ready for dinner. So I just pop a bib on Klayton, and obviously making sure he can't spill anything down him. And then I serve up dinner, which is now ready, just making sure Klayton's is all cut up nicely for him. I also like to make sure that if we possibly can, we're all drinking a lot of water at the table. So we've all got a bottle of water. First of all, obviously, it just encourages healthy eating, and I'm back on the fitness plan now since I have had my 6-week check done since having Parker. I've also used one of these Hydrate Mate bottles, which I've used for about 2 years or so now, which I started using when I started Slimming World quite a while ago now, right before my wedding about 2 years ago. As you can see, obviously Parker started in between whilst we were eating dinner, so I'm now eating dinner one-handed, and putting Klayton on a chair again didn't end the right way today. We're trying to encourage him sitting down at a table with us on a chair, as I want to start getting him off the high chair now. However, it just didn't work very well for this dinner time. Whilst I'm waiting for Klayton to finish eating his dinner, I like to go upstairs and run him a bath. Our hot water takes absolutely forever to run in this house. I like to use these Child's Farm organic bedtime bath bubbles, which, because Klayton has really sensitive skin, really helps him. We like our baths nice and bubbly and lots of bubbles, but I'm actually making this bath for Parker. He'll have a bath first normally, and then I move on to Klayton's bath. So obviously I make sure that it's around the 37-degree mark for the bath. I pop in his grey Angel Care bath, make sure we've got our thermometer in there and everything's added. I then head into the boys' room, shut the blinds and make sure they're all closed for the day, and I turn on our diffuser. Today we have a lavender scent in the diffuser because obviously that encourages bedtime sleeping, and Klayton's been playing up a bit of an evening recently. I then grab the boys' pyjamas, grab Klayton's out of his drawer and go and grab Parker's from his drawers and pop their nappies on as well so I can get both the boys ready in the bedroom. I then head back downstairs, and once I've headed back downstairs, I take away all the plates and bowls and everything like that so I can begin to pack them away when necessary. And I then look at giving Klayton a dessert. Tonight we just have a yoghurt for him, which he absolutely loves and he's obsessed with, so this tends to keep him happy, plus obviously it's healthier than him having something a bit worse off. Then it's time for me to head upstairs with the boys so we can get ready to have our bath. Once we're upstairs, we'll then head into Klayton's room where I'll get the boys undressed and sort them out for bath time. I normally lay out Parker's changing mat and his towel on the floor for him. However, I've forgotten this evening, so luckily Adam's around and he can take Parker for me whilst I go and do that. This just saves me a job when I need to bath the boys. I normally then let Klayton play in his bedroom whilst I'm then getting Parker undressed and sorting him out to get into the bath so we can have our bath time quickly and efficiently. Once Parker's in the bath, I'll then begin to get him wet and obviously cover him from the Child's Farm bubbles that are in the bath, pouring all the water over his head and over his body. He really likes bath time and absolutely loves the bath, unlike Klayton, who hated the bath when he was a baby. So it actually makes it a pleasure for me to bath him. As you can see, obviously I keep getting distracted by Klayton, so there's never a quiet moment. I've then been washing Parker recently in this simple all-in-one body wash, which is absolutely amazing for him. It doesn't work very well for Klayton, but I absolutely love simple products for myself, and it's been really good on Parker's skin because he doesn't suffer with any eczema. I actually purchased the body wash in a recent pan nail haul, so I'll leave the link to the video below for that if you want to see that. But I love the bubbles as they're nighttime bubbles, and I love the body wash because obviously it encourages bedtime sleeping with obviously the scents that are inside the body wash. I'm absolutely obsessed with the bath that Parker's currently in as well, the Angel Care Support Bath, because it's absolutely amazing for letting him lie there and having a little kickabout. It keeps him really nice and warm, and I always feel like he's really safe. It was actually one of my newborn must-have videos as I used it with both my boys. Once I finish taking him out the bath, I'll then bring him into Klayton's bedroom. I lay Parker down on the changing mat and I like to pop a nappy on him and then let him have a little bit of a kickabout so obviously he can spread his legs a little bit. Me and Klayton then head on into the bathroom while Parker is literally just sitting there kicking his legs and doing his own thing. At this point I would normally put some oil on him as well, just so obviously it can absorb in by the time I finish bathing Klayton. However, it was a bit too hot for that this evening. I then let Klayton choose some toys to put into the bath. So he chose some stacking cups and some boats and a watering can and all sorts this evening, and I then begin to bath Klayton. We normally have a lot of fun bathing and splashing and playing with all of the toys, using the stacking cups for our colours and our shapes and our numbers, amongst other things. As I mentioned earlier, I like to use the Roche-Posay body wash on Klayton. I found that since I've started using it about 6 months or so ago, it has really helped with his eczema. It is almost gone, and I noticed that as soon as I use any other body wash on him, it completely flares up his eczema and it itches really horrendously. So if any babies do have eczema out there, or any children, because obviously my son's 2.5 now, I would definitely recommend for you mums to try this out because it is definitely worth every single penny. Once we finish getting clean and having our play, we'll then look to get out the bath and get all wrapped up and snuggled in a towel. We'll then begin to head back into Klayton's room where we'll begin to sort ourselves out and get ourselves all dried off. Parker was having quite a little kickabout, however I think he was getting to the point of getting quite irritated with being on the floor and quite fed up, so I'm now working towards getting him ready and just kind of multitasking and switching up between the boys really. It really is a case of me literally just kind of dealing with each one as and when I need to and getting them ready as I can. So tonight obviously I am literally putting some pants on Klayton. Like I said, we are potty training at the moment, so he's got some nighttime pull-ups on him, and then I'm getting Parker ready into a nice clean baby grow. Now that Parker's dressed, I'll pop him into his sleepy head in the co-sleeper, put on Ewan for him and look to shut all the blinds in our room to make it a little bit dimmer and let him try and drift off if possible. He wasn't very happy about being put down this evening, so he was kicking off a little bit, but unfortunately I have to get Klayton ready as well, so I have to multitask. I then dry Klayton off and pop him in some clean pyjamas. I absolutely love these all-in-one romper outfit things for Klayton that I've got from Next. They're absolutely amazing and they allow him to kind of be all in one, which you don't normally get baby grows of that size, but they actually go up to a really nice age. I think it might be 6 or 7 or something like that. I then obviously let Klayton continue on to play whilst I finish sorting him off, brushing his hair and tidying up any of the bath mats and the towels and everything else that I've left off from bath time. We then choose a book to go and read in my bedroom. So tonight we've chosen We're Going on a Bear Hunt. I'll also pop downstairs and make Klayton a bottle so that he can drink that in my bed whilst we're having our story time. Most nights it's really nice as Parker will join us for story time as well. However, tonight he really was unsettled and luckily Daddy was home, so Daddy took him for me whilst me and Klayton sat down and enjoyed story time together and he finished drinking his bottle. I really enjoy this time of night when everything just calms down, everyone's relaxed, everyone's nice and clean, and we can just sit down, read our books, have a cuddle, and it's all nice and calm. Once he's finished his bottle, we'll then head back into his bedroom and brush his teeth, making sure they're all nice and clean. I am really lucky as he is quite good at letting me brush his teeth and cleaning them all up, although sometimes he does get the as any toddler does I guess, and he can be a bit of a pain when it comes to brushing them. Once we've done that, we then look to tidy up his bedroom, making sure that it's all prepared for the day. Like I said earlier, I do like him to help me tidy up away all his toys just so they're all done, and obviously it encourages him and obviously what he should be doing as he gets older. He always makes me put on Trolls right before bed, as obviously I mentioned earlier, he was watching it earlier, so he absolutely loves this theme tune and this film at the moment, so we're just having a little old dance right before bedtime. Probably not the best thing to do as it doesn't really calm him down too much right before bed, but he enjoys it, so why not? We then pop on his grow clock. We started using this at the beginning of the year once he turned 2 and he picked up on it really quickly that yellow meant awake time and blue means sleep time. So he's really good at that now and he knows that he has to stay in his bed until the clock has gone yellow. I then give him a kiss and a cuddle and pop him into bed and make sure that he has his donkey, otherwise he'll not sleep without it, and I tuck him all into his covers. We normally have a little ritual of 1,000,001 things that he asks me to say right before he goes to bed, but once he's finally off and settled, I say night-night, sweet dreams, shut his door and his gate, and he goes to sleep. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon for another video. Bye!